Hey you guys, we are back again with the morning therapy. Just give me 1 second. And we are talking about partnerships. And this is something that I personally struggle with because I kept running into the lower version of myself because I have yet to heal the lower me, if you understand what I'm saying. So the lower version of yourself is the one that infiltrated your mind and told you you were everything but a child of God. And unfortunately, we have these world programs that's just pressed into our every fiber of our existence, from media to entertainment to school, everything. And we keep perpetuating these ideas of romance that have yet to be defined. And I feel like once you define it for yourself, once you define the love that you want, you will continue to keep encountering the lower version of yourself until you heal that lower version of you. And when we heal, we really set ourselves free. We really set ourselves free, and we have to start forgiving ourselves for even putting ourselves into low vibrational situations in the first place. So I'll talk about myself. So I wanted a partner, and I also wanted a family. And unfortunately, I was still in a low vibrational state. I was hanging around low vibrational people and still hanging out in low vibrational places. So I created a low vibrational relationship, a karmic relationship, because I was seeking something that I wasn't necessarily ready for. And because I wasn't ready for it, all I did was cause more problems into my life. So once we recognize what we need to heal from, and once we recognize the signs of a lower version of ourselves, we can then gauge and see what steps we need to take to further elevate ourselves so we can get that divine partnership that we want so bad. And one thing that I don't really like about like the YouTube readers and everything is because they kind of just gloss over the healing part of calling divine partnerships in. Like the YouTube readers will have you thinking like you just sit and wait for the masculine to just slap a ring on your finger, and unfortunately, that's not how it goes. It's a two-way street. If you're not growing and the other person is, then they can take the choice to choose someone who's on their high vibrational frequency, because it doesn't necessarily matter if you guys are, twin flames or whatever you want to call it. If you're not elevating at the level that the other is, it's always going to cause a rift in whatever twin flame readings that y'all get, whatever y'all get. And one thing I want you to know is that the power really is in the healing. The healing is the most important part before we jump into relationships, before we jump into situationships where, you create karmic children and things like that. We have to sit with ourselves. And I feel like that's really the most important part that's just not talked about at all. Like sitting with yourself, even writing down who your perfect partner is and what it looks like and what it feels like. And you have to really engulf that energy and become it first, because to engulf the energy and still carry low vibrational frequencies, it will not work. It will not work at all. It will always find a way to deter. And once you recognize that the union that you actually want is the union with your higher self, once you grasp that, all you're doing is calling you to higher vibrational places. That's ultimately what it is. We are denying ourselves the love that we feel that we are unworthy of. And unfortunately, we have been bogged down by society, friends, family, and it happens so much because when we are around people who are in that vibration, it affects us. And I know that this is something that is not talked about at all, but hanging around 10 losers is going to make you the 11th every single time, every time. And it's something that you have to realize, like if you are around people, like friends, who are not representing the type of friendship that you want, the type of partnership that you want, they're just placeholders or fillers, as I like to say, for the love that you need to give yourself and the friendship that you need to give yourself. And once you realize that everything that is outside of yourself that is not working out is really a call for you to go within. It's all a call for you to go within and to sit with yourself. Because I understood that everyone who necessarily called themselves a friend was not a friend, but it was because I was not even being a friend to myself. I kept seeking friendship outside of here. And once you go within, and once you really sit and analyze every single person in your life, and I mean everyone, from your dog to your mom, okay? When you analyze everyone and you put everyone into to their places, you then get a full picture of why your life is the way that it is right now, and why every time you jump into relationship after relationship, it doesn't work. It's because you have yet to do the self-healing, you have yet to do the self-work, you have yet to begin to start the healing process. And unfortunately, our society pushes that we go to school, get a job, get married, have a baby, and rest on 401k. That's just like, that is the American dream, the American way of living that is being pushed on all of us simply by being in America. And it's things like that we have to sit and reprogram for ourselves, and we have to really take accountability for our own part in our own pain. And I kept going to low vibrational places and finding low vibrational people to try to give me high vibrational love, and it was never going to work. So once you sit and take accountability for your part in it, you have to sit back and think about why you keep choosing these type of energies to be around. Once you sit and realize that you have things from your past that need to be addressed first before you jump into a partnership, it makes everything it's like an aha moment. It makes everything more it makes everything easier, honestly. When you can sit with yourself and recognize your own faults and not necessarily blame yourself, but when you can sit with your own faults and realize your part in attracting this person to you, you really get a grasp of who you are as yourself, at your vibrational state. And one thing you can't do is blame yourself for not knowing that that this person was a reflection of the lower you. It is a reflection of you. And once you are able to realize that all of the partners from past to present, the reason why they did not work out and give you the love that you keep asking for, keep crying for, is because you are not giving it to yourself. You're not giving that same energy to yourself. And you cannot ask someone to give you what you keep denying yourself of. You just can't do it, baby. One thing you have to do is forgive yourself from your past. You have to forgive yourself from everything, from entertaining the boys in high school up until the baby daddies that didn't work out. Because had you had known that your vibrational state was attracting this energy to you, you would not be in this situation to begin with. And it is not your fault. But now that you know, what are you going to do about it? That's what it is. Now that you understand that you're operating at a lower frequency than what you are requiring of others, what are you doing to take the steps to elevate yourself? And I personally feel like the very first step is taking accountability for everything that you have put yourself through. Everything. Take accountability. You cannot shift the blame on anyone for being their low vibrational self, because you were operating in the same frequency. The only thing is that you were requiring them to give you a high vibrational love. And that's something that they were never intending on giving you because of their own vibrational state. So once you sit with the traumas and sit with the things that you've dealt with in your past, and once you really sit and just be one with yourself. Once you are one with yourself and centered and understanding who you used to be and declaring that you are no longer going to be that person, that you have elevated, you have to let everything go that was on that frequency. You have to let every person go, because you cannot elevate to this high vibrational place while trying to carry low vibrational people with you, because the only thing they will do is try to destroy it. They're operating at a frequency that they have navigated for years, because it's what they're comfortable in, it's what they've lived in for years. So you're showing them something that they hope for, that they wish for, that they feel undeserving of, and you trying to carry them up there, and it's only going to cause them more pain, because their whole energy is operating in their lower self. And once you do the self-work, the self-love, and take accountability for your part in your pain, you will start to see more people like yourself, more people who are working on themselves, more people who are in high vibrational places, and you'll start to gauge where you truly want to be. Because once you realize that the people, even you know, the high school cliques, even them, once you realize that energy is operating through trauma, through pain, through hurt, you will start to really see yourself, not only the past self, but your present life. Because if you haven't done the work, if you haven't done the healing work, if you haven't done anything, you'll keep attracting the same energy. Is no denying it. You keep attracting the same energy over and over and over again. And once you do the self-realization, the self-healing, and you really grasp knowledge of yourself, you know everyone else as well. So once you know yourself and you know who you want to be and the energy that you want to attract, people will either come up to your level or leave you alone. That's really it. They will either elevate themselves to try to meet you again, the new version of you, or they'll leave you alone. And you have to let them go. I know how bad it might hurt and how much you want to try to carry people up with you, but it will not work. They will just try to destroy everything. They will. And you have to sit with all of the pains from your past and think back as far back as you can go to where it all started, to your first bully. That's why I did that video on recognizing who your first bully is, because they set the precedent for your life. They actually infiltrated your mind first. So once you recognize who your first bully is and you heal that pain, everything leading up to your life currently becomes easier to heal. But you first have to recognize the first bully that you've ever encountered. And mine was my mom's a long running boyfriend, and he bullied me from day one, just consistently. I can send you a link to that video. It is on YouTube as well. I put all the videos on here on YouTube as well. So once you sit with your first bully and you really you cry it out, and listen, I don't know why people think it's bad to cry, because crying is an emotion. Like I have feelings. I'm human. I'm not a fucking robot, okay? So it's once you sit and you cry, you see everyone's part in your pain, you see your part in your pain, and you release it, you'll be able to then go forward with your new life that you want. And once you sit and analyze everyone from childhood to high school to grad school on up, even into your work environment, you'll start to realize that you kept calling this energy to you because you have yet to heal from it. So I highly recommend analyzing your life and figuring out who your first bully is. Because when you figure out your first bully, when you figure out that first person that hurt you and tried to destroy you and told you that you were anything but a child of God, you start to heal from it. And the healing is the most important part, especially if you want the high vibrational love that you feel like you deserve. Because we can desire all we want and just desire and ask God and ask God and ask God and ask God. But if we have yet to do the work ourselves, it will consistently, the love that we ask God for will be of our same vibration. And all God is trying to do is show us ourselves. That's all he's trying to do, is just show us ourselves and show us what we need to work on. So the one thing that I highly recommend during this quarantine time is to take 30 minutes just honoring yourself, just honoring the fact that you have made it this far. First of all, we're still alive in a worldwide pandemic. We're healthy. We have food in our fridge. We're not in any incarcerated situation. We are free, and we are alive during a worldwide pandemic. So we have to give appreciation for God still choosing us. Do you understand? Because we all know with the snap of a finger, he could take us out of here. So we have to start recognizing what he's trying to show us, because we keep asking for things and keep asking, but he keeps showing us what we need to do. And we keep thinking that what he's trying to show us is what he thinks that we deserve. But that's not the case. It's only because we are still operating at that vibration, that low vibration. Once you transmute that pain, everything falls into place. Once you really just get rid of everything, all the pain from the past, and leave all the people behind, all the situations behind, you start to just feel light as a feather. And one thing about partnerships that I want to go into is honoring yourself. Because I know with partnerships, I tended to pour love into my partner instead of pouring it into myself. And narcissists love that. Narcissists love that so much. And I had to learn to sit with myself and be with myself for a little bit, just to better gauge, what kind of partner I really want. I don't necessarily want someone who doesn't understand the lifestyle that I have, which is, a stay-at-home mom, and I work for myself. I have my own business. So I can't necessarily... I don't feel comfortable dating someone who does not understand, the creative spurts that I might have, where I spend 2 hours focusing on a project. Because I was trying to operate in my higher self with low vibrational people, and because I was pouring my love into this low vibrational person so much every day, and once I started pouring love into my higher self, it became a problem. So when we put the love that we have for others and for the desire for a partnership into ourselves, and we put that love into healing ourselves and truly putting our frequency in a high vibrational state and removing all the pains from the past, we start to attract more people on our vibration. And I'm telling you, the people who are not operating in a high vibe, they will just disappear from your life completely. They will just cease to contact you. It's crazy how it happens, but it does. Like they just can't keep up. So one thing you have to do is pour love into yourself. Pour the love that you've been pouring into others into yourself. And it is okay to love yourself. Because I was taught from early on, back, I think I was 8 years old, when I was 8, that loving myself was not necessarily a good thing. They told me that taking time for myself was a bad thing to do. So I learned to give other people myself instead of giving me myself, if you understand what I'm saying. So this is why I highly recommend sitting in meditation, writing, do whatever you have to do to recognize the people that have pained you, the people that have caused you pain, and realize that it was God trying to show you yourself. It was God trying to show you yourself and show you what you need to work on in order to get what you desire. So I would just want to leave you guys with just one more thing. I want to, let's see which one I'm going to do. Be kind to your mind. I'll use that one. Because so many times, we have strangers on the internet judging us. We got family judging us. We got random people outside judging us, and we still judge ourselves. But the only person who can judge us is God. So once we stop judging ourselves for all the pain that we've endured, all the things that we've put ourselves through, we have to start realizing our self-worth even through our pain, even when we chose pain instead of pleasure. Because when we choose to hurt ourselves, it's just a reflection of the past that we need to heal. We have to get that vibration out, because in order to be a full high vibrational being, you have to let all of the pain go. That's why I highly recommend doing yoni steams, especially if you have been through sexual assault from childhood to now. I recommend doing it at least once a week. I actually do it twice a week just because I have a more recent encounter of sexual abuse. So it's taking me a little bit more time to get myself together. But I highly recommend doing yoni steams, talking to your vagina, talking to your body parts, and expressing how you feel. Speak to your body as if you speak to another person. Express the pain, express the hurt, and release it, and call in high vibrational love, high vibrational frequencies to all the body parts that are hurt. Everything from your mind to your sexual organs to even joints and joint pain, back pain, any heartaches, because we carry the people who occupy our mind still holds a vibrational stance in our reality, and we have to release them. We have to release them in order to get that love that we know that we deserve, that high vibrational love that we know that we deserve. So right now, I personally feel like During this quarantine, it's the perfect time to get everything together, to get your whole life situated and call forth the life that you know you want. I know I deserve to be a millionaire. I know I deserve a family with me, my daughter, and my husband. I know I deserve it. And I know I deserve to be loved fully and unconditionally. I know I deserve it. So these are things that you have to tell yourself consistently, on a consistent basis, because unfortunately we've been told not to love ourselves. We've been told that what we want is unachievable so much that we've actually created a life surrounded around this negative way of thinking. So it does take time to reprogram your mind, and it does take time to open it up and realize what we are creating for ourselves. It does take time, but it is worth it. It is so worth it, especially if we keep finding ourselves in these codependent situations and narcissistic situations, because we have yet to heal that first narcissist that we encountered while we were younger. And once we release it, I'm trying to tell you guys, you have a whole new life, a whole new perception of life, just a whole new way of thinking, a whole new existence, and it's beautiful. So I am going to leave you guys with this. I am going to recommend that you guys, keep up the daily affirmations and keep forgiving yourself for everything. Keep moving forward, and I will be seeing you guys this afternoon. Bye.